Hello, it's Sonia here with the Pretty Stitch. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, I'm so happy to have you here. So today is Wednesday, and that means it's a stitch of the week. So for today's stitch, we are going to be using my H hook or a 5mm hook, and we just have some basic worsted weight or number 4 yarn here. I'm not sure of the brand. But today's stitch, we are going to be doing a popcorn stitch, and this definitely looks like popcorn, and I'm going to call it a popcorn mesh stitch because that's what it looks like. And it is super easy to do and very easy to work up. So a really fun stitch to make a fast project. Probably would be suitable for blankets, shawls, scarves, cowls, things like that. So to start this stitch, you will need to chain a multiple of 4 and add 2. So why don't we chain 18? Okay, so we have our 18 chains here. So to get started with this stitch, what you're going to do is you are going to work a single crochet in the second chain from your hook. So you can work in your chain however you like. So here's my first chain, there's my second. We're going to pop in a single crochet. And now we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to work our popcorn stitch right in that same stitch. And please excuse my nails and hands, they're a bit of a mess between we did a yard sale, gardening, and shutting my fingers in a garage door. We're having the hands are having a rough time. All right, so we're going to work a popcorn stitch. So what you're going to do the popcorn stitch is you're going to work 5 double crochet in the stitch indicated. So stitch indicated is this same stitch right here where we worked our single crochet. So we're going to pack in all 5 double crochet in that same stitch. So there's 1, and 5. So there's different ways of making popcorn or cluster stitches. So I'm going to show you one I don't think I've shown before. So to create our popcorn stitch, you're going to take your hook out of the loop. So you can see that I just raised it up a little bit because I don't want to undo what I just did here. And I'm going to insert my hook right in that first double crochet I made, just like that. Now I'm going to take this loop, put it back on my hook, and I'm just going to pull it taut, and we're just going to slip stitch it through like that. So now we've created a popcorn, and these types of popcorns are a little bit more tedious. They don't take a lot of time, but because you have to pop your hook in and out. But the nice thing with these guys is it really pops it out. So if you want a stitch where, we really got a nice raised effect here, this would be your go-to. So there is our first popcorn. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to skip 3 chains. So you might just need to peel it back a little bit because this popcorn is covering up the next one. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to single crochet into the next one. And we're going to chain 3 again. And we're going to work that popcorn stitch again, all in that same chain. So this is our setup row here. So working that 5 double crochet all in that same chain. Okay, so now it looks more like a shell stitch. We need to make it a popcorn. So I took my hook out and I just pulled the loop up a little bit. Insert it into that first double crochet, put the loop back on my hook, and just work that slip stitch, and now we have our second popcorn. So we're going to keep repeating that across. We're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3, single crochet in the next, and chain 3. And we're going to work that popcorn again. So you're going to do that all the way across your chain, skipping your 3 chains, working your single crochet, chaining 3, and then working the popcorn stitch. Okay, so now we are at our last 4 chains. So we just push that guy back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So in your last chain, you're just going to work a single crochet. And then your row 1 is complete. So you want to remember how many popcorn stitches you started with. So we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because you're always going to have the same amount of popcorn stitches. So we're going to get ready for row 2. So to begin row 2, we are going to chain 6 and we are going to turn our work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're turning our work. So what we're going to do is our first stitch, we are going to work in our next single crochet. So this is already a stitch right here, even though it doesn't look like it yet, but we're going to turn it into a stitch. So now we're going to work into this next single crochet. So you're going to skip this whole popcorn here. We're going to work a double crochet. And our chain 6 that we did is going to consist of a chain 3 and a double crochet. So we will turn it into that a little bit later. So we're going to chain 3 again. And we're going to find our next single crochet. So there it is right there, and work another one. So this is a really easy row. So basically chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So pretty simple. Chain 3, creating the mesh here. There's our, I have this rogue hair. I don't know if it's my hair or the dog's hair. We got a lot of hair in the house. I have 2 girls. We all have long hair. And the dog has long hair too. Alright, so we're going to chain 3. And we're going to complete our row, and we're going to find that last single crochet. So there it is right there, and just work a double crochet in that very last single crochet, and then row 2 will be complete. So we've created the mesh. So we have 4 mesh stitches, or 4 blocks to go along with our 4 popcorn stitches. And it kind of looks like a block, but we're going to turn it into, definitely more of a block when we get to row 3 there. That chain 6. So for row 3, you're going to chain 1, turn your work. So in the first double crochet here, we're going to work a single crochet, chain 3, and then we're going to work this popcorn stitch in that double crochet. So it's 5 double crochet, and then you pop your hook out of your last stitch, put it in the first, and then work that slip stitch to create the nice big popcorn there. Alright, so there is 5 double crochet. I'm going to put it in that first one. There we go. Create that popcorn. Alright, so now we're just going to go to the next double crochet, work that single crochet, and as I said before, however many popcorn stitches you start with is however many you want for each row. So we want to have 4. Sorry about that. I just felt like, I think it was actually dog hair. We gave our dog a massive brushing today, and he's not allowed in where I film, but I think some found me. He's going through that massive shedding period because he's a husky. Well, I think they shed like all year, but it's like really bad now because it's summer and he's losing that winter coat. So, and we just got piles and piles of fur off him, so some probably found its way in here. And any of you that have dogs and do crochet probably understand the yarn seems to really attract the fur, or if you're shedding yourself and you know you get a little piece of yourself in a project that you're making. Alright, so I'm going to work my last puff stitch here, or popcorn or puff. And then we're going to turn that chain 6 into a chain 3 space and a double crochet. Alright, so now we're going to do that. So what I like to do is I like to start from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm just going to work my single crochet in that part of that chain 3, and now I've created the chain 3 space. So here it is right here, and then there is the double crochet there, and so row 3 is complete. So now you can see the popcorns and the mesh really starting to pop out there. So what you're going to want to do for this stitch pattern is you will be repeating rows 2 and 3 for however long you want your swatch. So just a little refresher for row 2, or for actually row 4, you're going to chain 6, but we're repeating row 2. And we're going to turn our work, and this is the super easy row. We're going to, so this is our first stitch, we're going to go right to that single crochet and work the double crochet. And then you chain 3. And just keep repeating that all the way across. So this is a really fast stitch pattern, I think. Even though the popcorns are a little slightly tedious, but this row I think makes up for that. So it works up super fast. And then there is our single crochet there. And then row 4 is done. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work. So then you would repeat row 3, another popcorn row. So I'm going to go work a few more rows. So again, you're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 for however long you want your swatch. So I'm going to do that and I will meet you back. So I just did one more repeat. So we've got 3 rows of popcorns there, popcorn mesh. So as I said before, this works up pretty fast. And I hope you enjoyed this stitch of the week. And if you did, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.